Good morning, students of class 10th. We are again back in our geography class. Today we will be studying the agro-based industries. So among the agro-based industries, we have a host of industries. I had told you before also, the agro-based industries gets their raw material from the agricultural fields. That is, the farmers are the main supplier of raw material to these industries. So there are many agro-based industries in our country: the cotton textile industry, jute textile industry, sugar industry, cocoa industry, coffee industry, rubber industry, tea industry, and also a lot of industries which are engaged with food processing, like those who are producing edible oils from the oil seeds. So those who are preparing different kinds of spices, from the whole spices to the ground spices. So there are huge lot of food processing industries under agro based industries. Today we will start with the textile industry. Now this textile industry is a very important industry for our country, because from past they had been contributing significantly to our country's economy. They are the major generator of employment among all the industries which are there in our country. The textile group of industries, which include both natural fibers, artificial or man made fibers, in natural fibers, we have cotton, jute, hemp, silk, and wool. The man made fibers are prepared in the industries with the help of chemical like nylon, rayon, dicron, terylene, terrycotton. So in this way, there are host of man-made fibers also. So the textile industry provides the maximum employment after the agricultural sector in the country, and it contributes significantly to industrial production. It contributes significantly to the country's GDP. That is, the textile industry alone contributes 4% to our GDP. This industry itself is complete in the value chain. It is a self-reliant industry, and all the processes are carried out under the same unit. It does not have to depend on other industries for its processing. Now, in the textile industry, with every process, with every stage, there is value addition, and this value addition increases the usability as well as the price of the product. Now let's see how this value addition takes place. Now, as we turn the page of the book, in page number 68, children, you will find that there is a flow chart given, and there are two rows. In the upper part, there is given the process how we produce the textile in case of textile industry, like fiber production, then spinning, then weaving, dyeing, and garment manufacture. And in the lower bottom one, we have raw fiber, yarn, fabric, and garments. Now what does this imply? Now children, you must have seen that during the winter days there are some people who move on the road with an instrument, and it makes sound, and with the help of that instrument the cotton is made fluffy, and then it is filled in the quills or the pillows. So children, the first stage or in the textile industry is the production of raw fiber. I am taking the example of cotton because we will be starting the cotton textile. So first I am taking the example of cotton. Now, the farmers, their main work is just to pick up the cotton balls from the plant and to tie them up in bales. Bales is the huge cotton stacks. They tie them up in bales and they shift it to the industry, transport it to the industry. So, the first work in the industry, the first stage is to separate the cotton from the seed. So, the first stage in fiber production involves the stage of ginning. The stage of ginning, Ginning, it is the spelling. The ginning process separates the cotton from the seeds. And the work is done by a group of people who are known as ginners, Ginners, ginners. Now, when the seed is separated from the cotton, we are getting this raw fiber. Now, this raw fiber is made into or converted into thread or yarn in the stage of spinning. So, after the stage of ginning, we have the stage of spinning. In this spinning stage, with the help of spindles, we take out cotton. You must have seen the charkha of Gandhiji, so that is known as spindle in English. So, the spindle is used to take out thread or to produce thread from the raw fiber. Then this thread goes to the weaving section, weaving and knitting section. The weaving section is dominated by the weavers. The weavers can carry out this work with the help of hand looms or electric looms. Loom is the machine in which a cloth is woven. So, the loom can be run with the help of electricity, or it can be run with the help of hand. So we use the term hand looms or electric looms. So in the looms, the thread is woven and the cloth is produced. So it gives us fabric. Now, after the fabric is produced, the fabric goes for dyeing and finishing. It is given some prints or designs or colors, and so dyeing and finishing is the stage where the fabric gets some colors, gets some prints. So after this stage, the garment is produced. Sometimes what happens, the garment is produced first and then the dyeing and the finishing work is done. So in this way, this is the stages of production of garments or fabrics in the textile industry. And with every stage, the usefulness of the product increases and the price also increases of the product. So this is known as value addition in the textile industry. So value addition increases the product's usability or usefulness and also the price. Like for example, the price of 1 kg cotton is cheaper than 1 kg thread. Again, the price of 1 kg thread is cheaper than 1 kg cloth. So in this way, the price increases as the stage proceeds. Then comes our cotton textile industry. So in your class 10 children, we will do cotton textile and jute textile. So in the ancient day, this cotton textile used to be produced with the help of hand spinning, that is Gandhiji's charkha was used to spin thread, and the weaving was done in handloom. Handlooms are also used at present day. You will find there are many khadi industries, khadi based industries, where the work is done with the help of handlooms. The weavers in different state, they produce cloths with the help of handlooms. They are having looms in their homes, and the looms produce the cloth. So in the ancient day, it was hand spinning and hand weaving techniques which were used. Now, in the 18th century, the power looms were introduced in our country. Power looms was introduced so that the work is done faster, because hand weaving takes time. But when the loom works with the help of electricity, the work is faster. So when this power loom was introduced, our hand loom weavers suffered a setback. During the colonial period, the British took away huge quantities of cotton from our country, and they processed them in their mills, and they flooded our market with machine made goods. The machine made cloths were finer and also cheaper because it was produced in the factories with the help of machines. The British, in fact, wanted to destroy our economy, so they tried to capture the market with the help of their products. They totally destroyed the economy of our country. So, our country weavers, they suffered a setback. Most of them had to shut their weaving weaving looms, because they were not getting raw cotton from the farmers. The raw cotton was taken away from the farmers by the British in huge quantities, and a lot of weavers suffered unemployment. Now, the first mill in our country was introduced in 1854 in Mumbai. So, a mill is always having machinery, and the mill runs with the help of machines. Now, there came a phase when World War was fought. At that time in Europe, huge number of soldiers were fighting for the British, and these people, they needed, the soldiers, they needed uniform. So at that time, our industries got a boost. The mills, the cotton mills got a boost, because the cotton made bags were used for ammunition, arms and ammunition, and also the uniforms of the soldiers were made of cotton cloth. So since then our industries started flourishing, but before that our industries suffered a lot. Today in our country there are more than 16,000 cotton and human made fiber textile mills. Now let us see what are the factors that helped in the development of cotton textile industry in our country. In the early years, cotton textile industry was mainly concentrated in Maharashtra and Gujarat. There are some important factors which greatly help in the concentration of cotton textile industry in this zone. Now, the most important factor was that cotton was grown in the black cotton soil or in the black soil of Deccan Trap. This was mainly concentrated in Gujarat and Maharashtra. As a result, there was steady supply of cotton to the industries. There was much demand of the cotton products because the humidity of this Maharashtra and Gujarat also created the demand, and the humidity also greatly helped in processing of raw cotton. It's a very important factor that the condition must be humid during the processing of raw cotton. Transportation facility was available, so the raw material was easily transported to the industry, and from the industry it was transported to the market. Port facilities was very well developed in Mumbai those days, so huge quantities of cotton was exported. and very good quality of Egyptian cotton came to our country. Egyptian cotton is the finest variety of cotton and that easily entered our country. The labor was cheap and skilled, and so the work was done very easily. There were a lot of hydroelectric projects on the Western Ghats which supported the industries with power supply, and the climate, as I said, on the whole, not only helped to create demand but also helped in the processing of raw cotton. So all these factors greatly helped in localization of cotton textile industry in Maharashtra and Gujarat. Now, as it is an agro-based industry, this industry itself provides employment or generates employment to a huge number of people. It provides employment to the farmers, the people who pluck the cotton balls, and the workers who are engaged in ginning. I had already said the first stage of separating the cotton and the seeds is known as ginning. So, if they are engaged in ginning, spinning, weaving, dyeing, there are some people who give color to the cotton cloth. So, the dyers are there, designers, and there are some people who are engaged in tailoring the cotton cloth, stitching the cotton cloth, and there are also some people who are engaged in producing packets where the finished cloth is packed. So this industry supports many other industries. It creates demand and supports other industries like those industries which are producing the chemicals and dyes for printing. Then of course the mill stores are there who are keeping the material, the produced material, the raw material, the packaging industries, the engineering works who are producing the machineries. So a single textile industry is supporting or benefiting so many people and giving employment to them. Nowadays, previously it was concentrated only in Maharashtra, Gujarat, but at present time the spinning is now concentrated in Maharashtra, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu because of the humid condition, but the weaving is now decentralized. One thing here, children, should be noted that cotton is a pure raw material. It is a non-weight losing raw material, so it can be easily transported very cheaply over long distances. It is lightweight and can be easily transported. So like spinning or producing just thread. Producing thread is concentrated in Maharashtra, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. But the weaving sector has decentralized, means it has spread out in the different states of our country, and we find that different states have their own art and culture. And according to that, they produce their own design. Not only that, along with cotton, they add threads like zari, silk, and they produce different kind of embroideries and different kinds of cloth. If you go to Assam, you will find a different variety of design. If you come to West Bengal, the design on cotton is different. If you go to South India, it's different. In Maharashtra, it is different. Even in Punjab, Haryana, it is different. So, this spinning is concentrated in Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu because of the humid condition, but the weaving is spread out, it is decentralized, and it is carried out in different states of our country, and the weavers have added zari, silk, embroidery designs, produce their different designs depending upon the traditional practices in a particular state. So Our country, India, is producing world class thread. But one thing is to be noted, our cloths, the weavers, cannot produce very high quality cloth. Weaving is done by handloom, that is the loom that is run operated by hand. It is also produced with the help of power looms, that is the looms which is using power. This is done in the home as cottage industry, but the difference is that in the handloom the weavers are weaving by hand, in power loom the weavers are using electricity. And of course, then we have the mills. Mills are the industries where there are huge machineries who are doing the work. The hand spun khadi provides employment to large number of weavers who do the work in their homes, and you will find that the khadi cloth is quite costly. Now Gandhiji was against this spinning of now Gandhiji was against this production in the factories. He had always laid emphasis in weaving khadi, in spinning yarn and weaving khadi, spinning yarn with the help of charkha and weaving khadi. He was against factory production because he existed at a time when there was large scale unemployment because the British had totally destroyed our economy by their factory made goods. And Gandhiji was against this factory production because factory production, machines do the work and people are unemployed. But if the work is done by weavers at home, then they will get employment and it will support the families of the weavers. They will get a source of livelihood. So there is a question in the book, why did Mahatma Gandhi lay emphasis on spinning yarn and weaving khadi? Because Mahatma Gandhi was concerned about the large scale unemployment created by the British because of their factory made production. They were flooding their factory made goods in our country and our weavers were unemployed. So he was totally against this doing the work in the industries. He was against machineries. He wanted that the spinning yarn and weaving khadi should be a cottage industry so that our weavers get employment. So children, next day we will continue with this textile industry when I will complete the cotton textile and also the jute textile. Thank you children. I hope you have followed every detail that has been explained by me. Thank you. Have a nice day.